allow an opportunity for questions later. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Stephanie Rhea, and this is my business partner, Samantha Comas. We're both longtime LEMD brand partners, and we're so thrilled that you're here tonight. I am excited because a lot of you are actually friends of mine, and I'm just so blessed that you're here. So thank you again for showing up and showing up for yourself. We're going to talk a little bit about who is LEMD. I'm going to kick it off there. Before we do that, though, we have disclaimers. So we are not medical professionals and we are not giving medical advice. Please consult a doctor before using any medication. And what is the last one? This is for educational purposes only. How do you like that? How did I do, Sam?
Perfect.
Good. Okay, good. All right. So I'm here to tell you why LEMD should be at the top of your list. So right off the bat, LEMD is a woman-owned US-based company. So there's two big check marks for me personally. Our compounding pharmacies that we work with provide you prescription medication that's FDA regulated facilities, which means they're playing by the rules. They are not using animal or research grade ingredients. They are following the guidelines set in place by the FDA, which has become a super important thing in today's discussion of the future of accessibility to compounded medication. Our pricing, it's all inclusive. That means that your visit with any provider, any ongoing support, your medications, supplies, and shipping is all included in one price. There aren't any added or hidden fees. There's not a monthly subscription or a subscription fee in general. It's all included. Isn't that awesome? I think that's great. You also have access to medical providers through Ellie's support chain of brand partners. I think we have someone coming in. Okay. There's also an option to become a brand partner with Ellie if that's something you're interested in. But in the long run, LEMD is focused on helping people live longer, healthier lives. It's also about becoming an active participant in your own health journey and providing accessible and affordable options to anyone who is trying to be proactive with their health instead of reactive. And our vibrant community also empowers men and women to grow their brand partner businesses as well. So make sure you're getting with the person who sent you to this call so they can give you a little more information. Or if you found this on your own, yeehaw, we're so glad you're here. Do you like my old lady glasses? We're going to go into a couple testimonials, but I want you to stay till the end of this call. We're going to be really quick, okay? Because I realize it's Friday night. But we have a product release that's coming out literally in just a few days. And so we're going to announce that later. I want to start, though, by talking about two testimonials from my family. The first one is personally for me. Actually, I have three. So I used GLP-1 back in 2024. I had a pretty decent experience. I was super, super new. I didn't follow any nutritional guidance. I was eating whatever I wanted. I was taking the shot thinking, this is a miracle. I'm just going to lose weight. And it took 6 months and I did lose some weight. But what was incredible to me is my blood work kept coming back like perfect. Like my cholesterol literally got cut in half. And that was so exciting. But today, here I am. I want to tell you about methylene blue. Okay. So methylene blue is one of our newer peptides. And I'm going to read a little bit about what it is. So it's a cellular energy helper. In simple terms, it helps your cells make energy more efficiently, especially inside the mitochondria. Don't you love those medical terms? Which is the power plant of your cells. When mitochondria struggle, people often tell me if you feel any of these things: tired, foggy, inflamed, mentally off. I was feeling all those things. So I'm like, sign me up for this one. So methylene blue can help electrons move more smoothly in that energy making process, which is why people talk about better mental clarity, focus, and stamina. It also has antioxidant and antimicrobial properties, meaning it can help reduce oxidative stress and has a long history of medicinal use in very specific settings. Important to note, this isn't a vitamin or a casual supplement. Your dose, the purity, and the medical guidance matter a lot. The benefits people talk about come from very small, controlled amounts, not like DIY experimentation. So, what I have been doing is 5 days on, 2 days off. I'm probably about 6 weeks in. I noticed that my mental clarity is better. I mean, I typically would be taking a nap every single day, and I don't do that, but it's also in conjunction with my nutritionist Briar, who's on the line, and my wonderful trainer that's hidden there, but she's got the last name starting with a P. Treating your body well does a lot. My husband was also currently using semaglutide, which a lot of people are like, oh, tirzepatide's the new thing, but he has been using semaglutide for about 6 weeks, and he is down 22 pounds. And I looked at him a couple days ago. I mean, you look at your spouse all the time, but I looked at him a couple days ago. I'm like, oh my God, babe, your face is getting so much thinner. It's like the inflammation just starts to thin your face out. And he just feels so good. And the first round for him was not the best. So I don't know what's different, but we're taking it all. We're taking it all. So I want Sam to talk a little bit about her story because it's really powerful too.
Thank you, Stephanie. I always love hearing your stories. So, my story is about a GLP-1. Like many people, I struggled with my health for all of my life, just a bunch of yo-yo dieting, trying everything. I mean, I have tried Atkins, I've tried Beachbody, I have tried sprinkling stuff on my food. I have tried spoonfuls of stuff, intermittent fasting, counting calories, Optavia, meal replacements. I hired a personal trainer. I took various diet pills, including ones that are prescribed by the doctors. I even had a mommy makeover, thinking if I get skinny, I will keep myself that way. I was definitely wrong. It's not how it works. It's not that easy, right? So then I actually hired a behavioral wellness coach. And even though I made tons of progress, I was still struggling with binge eating. So I've lost 30 pounds in a year and a half with her. And she trained me how to eat properly and, how to not restrict myself, but how to keep keep myself full with better choices. And I would still find myself struggling with binge eating. I would still find myself hiding in the pantry and then hiding the wrappers like under deep down in the trash so nobody saw them. Going through drive-throughs and ordering more food than I would let others knew that I had. So I'd eat it before I got home and, hide the trash. It was embarrassing. And so I had to face the fact that I was a food addict. So if there was food there, I was going to eat it. I was truly a grazer, like Thanksgiving, it's game over, any holiday, really, birthday parties, all the things. So I felt really guilty though, because I have 5 kids and I wanted to be able to have the things that they liked at home. But if they were there, 99% of the time, I was going to eat them too. So I would stop buying them and then go back to buying them because I would feel guilty for denying them. And for me, it was just a yo yo of me eating it and not eating it because if it was there, I would eat it. So I felt like a failure. And it didn't really help that I had other people telling me that I was self sabotaging myself. And so then, you start to believe what you hear, right? So, January 2024, I tried to get on Ozempic through my doctor. She prescribed it. My insurance denied it. But I was set that that was what was going to help me. From the research that I had done, it was going to change everything because it was going to turn off the food noise. It was finally going to put a stop to me binge eating. And after it got denied, my doctor, of course, tried to put me on more pills. And I was like, no, because I know me and I will forget to take them. Like 3 times a day, like metformin is what she tried to give me. And I had to take it 3 times a day. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to remember to take it 3 times a day. So, she wrote me a prescription for a compound. She's like, you can try. And this is before like compounding pharmacies were widely known for distributing this medication. So she gave me the script and gave me a couple pharmacies. I went to one that's literally in the same strip as her practice, and they gave me a card to a number. I called them, and they wanted over $1,000 for 1 month, and it was 1,600 at Walgreens for name brand. So I was like, okay. And then when I asked if it was coming from an FDA approved pharmacy, she couldn't tell me. She's like, that's not information that I can release. And I was just like, okay, so it's research grade because, off of my research, this is what I already knew going into this conversation. So I didn't go through there, but I did start seeing my friend posting on social media that she was starting the injections. And she was showing like a vial and a needle, not the self injector pens that you were seeing all over the news and everywhere else. So I asked her what it was, and she told me about LEMD. So I learned that it was something I could partner with and share, which I was already doing with another company that I was in. So I signed up, and I didn't purchase right away because I mean it's still a very pricey medication. So I wanted to help get my medications covered. So I just started sharing. I was educating myself constantly, and then I just shared what I was learning with social media. And I gained quite a few customers, and I was able to purchase my first order on March 1st, completely covered. So between January 15th and March 1st, a month and a half, I had enough to cover all of my meds for 3 months. I started my injections on March 6th, and I have not looked back since. I'm down 61 pounds. I was down 60 within my first 6 months on semaglutide, and then I maintained through the holidays. I focused on strength training, and now I am back on the losing phase. I actually switched to tirzepatide about 6 months ago. And so that's been getting me back to being in the losing phase. So I have not yo yoed in over 2 years. And that feels really amazing for me because like I said, my whole life, like even in high school, my mom was trying to give me diet pills. So, like, I've had issues with my weight my whole life, but of course, my blood work was always green. So, the doctors never saw anything wrong with it. But I no longer wake up thinking about food. I no longer have to hide what I'm eating. And my body is finally getting the nutrients that it needs. And it is thriving. And this was literally the first January that I did not have a New Year's resolution of weight loss. So, like, that's literally been my New Year's resolution every single year. So this year was super exciting. I could focus on other things.
I love hearing your story, Sam. It's so
Thank you.
inspiring. Yeah,
Thank
it's really great. It's what's important here is the support in our community is incredible. We have brand new people who are starting the weight loss shots. We have people who are starting peptides they've never heard of before. And we do have 24/7 doctor support, a certified MD that can give you that advice and that guidance, and all of that is available to you, included in what we do through our telehealth provider in all 50 states, as well as being able to ship safe and trusted compound medication to your door. So it's pretty incredible. I want to talk a little bit about GLP, but I want some folks to comment if there is another. But I do want to make a list of some of the things that we have. And so I want to just kind of um, share with you and tell me if you've heard of these things, like B12 shots. You've heard of those, right? Glutathione, which is the detoxification shot. We have a brand new one called Thymosin Alpha one. Never ever heard of it before, but it is pretty incredible in terms of people who have autoimmune conditions. Again, we're not doctors, but look it up. Of course, we have a lot of other options. For GLP-1, we personalize the medications. We have three different additives. So you can have it with B12, with glycine, and what is the third one, Sam, that they can choose?
L L-carnitine.
L-carnitine. If you'd like more information on those, we can definitely share them. We're going to do a Q&A with Sam. Sorry, I'm hearing myself say if you're on camera and I'm like going I'm going to catch myself not say that. Talk to us about the difference between semaglutide and tirzepatide, and then tell me when you would choose one or the other.
Of course. So really there's two things that are going to make your decision. How much weight you're looking to lose and what your budget looks like. So both of them are going to support your weight loss. They're both going to reduce food noise. They're both going to stabilize your blood sugar levels and reduce inflammation. But what the differences are is semaglutide is only going to work on one pathway. That's mostly going to help with your appetite suppression and staying fuller longer. This is great for somebody that's just starting. Like I said, I was on semaglutide for a year and lost 60 pounds in the first 6 months. I kept a low dose because with our doctors, they make it very clear that they want you to start low and slow. It's not about getting to the highest dose, but you're going to lose 15 to 18% on average of your body weight. And it's going to be the most affordable option. Then you have tirzepatide that's going to work on two different pathways and offer 20% weight loss on average. The two different pathways, it's going to help with the appetite suppression, but then it's also going to help with metabolic signals. And a lot of it has to do with like the emotional side of eating that you'll experience. So when those signals are not on, weight loss can be really hard. And, of course, tirzepatide has a higher level of anti-inflammatory benefits because it has those two pathways that it's working on. So again, how much weight do you have to lose and what's your budget looking like? Because they both are really great options. I will say that semaglutide does tend to have a few more side effects than tirzepatide, but I've also had clients that tell me that they have more side effects on tirzepatide versus semaglutide. So honestly, it's all person dependent. I would not I can't I don't even think a doctor can clearly say like this one's going to do this and this one's going to do this because it's just so person dependent.
That's a great explanation. We also have two different categories for those GLP-1s. One is the weight loss category. Those are for people who really want to lose more than 20 pounds. And then we have what's called microdosing. I also like to call it maintenance. And those are for folks who maybe are wanting to keep their body in that mode of receiving the medication that allows their body to regulate because perhaps it's not with hormones regulating the way it should. So, Sam, can you talk a little bit about microdosing specifically? Because I think folks understand the weight loss side. Microdosing is kind of a specific thing and what that would be good for, or
Yeah,
who that would be good for.
for sure. So weight loss is great, but not everybody has weight to lose, right? Maybe you do have weight, but it's like 5 pounds. Maybe you have a lot of inflammation, or you're dealing with autoimmune diseases, or, just wanting to, like perimenopause, for example. That's where microdosing really comes in. It's going to allow you to be on the most minimal dose and still get the other benefits of a GLP without losing weight. Although some people, like me, for example, I was on semaglutide and I was on the minimal dose, which is what you'll get with microdosing, and I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. So it's person dependent. If you don't want to lose weight, the doctor typically will have you reduce that microdose. So they can definitely guide you the entire way, but weight loss is not the main purpose of microdosing. So it's a great option for people with a history of cardiovascular disease, autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia or IBS, to just to name a few, and addictions. Like there's so many studies out there that it helps with people that have addictions, whether it's to alcohol, shopping, cigarettes, uh, whatever it is that you are addicted to. Like it can help because it does something. I'm not a medical professional, so it does something in your body that turns that off. And I can tell you, like, I was never somebody that drank or anything, but shopping was definitely my guilty pleasure. So that has definitely definitely, my husband's very happy. We don't have Amazon every day. um but those that go through perimenopause or menopause, helping to decrease those symptoms like your hot flashes or the joint pain or difficulty sleeping, energy throughout the day, like that's what microdosing a GLP-1 is really good for. And again, also like Stephanie said, it's great for people that have lost the weight and just want to maintain, but need that support to keep the maintenance.
Love that. We have a gentleman in our company who's very, very successful because he's just an amazing guy, but he came in severely overweight, probably close to 300 pounds, was in the military. So he was used to having a lifestyle of being very active. And granddaddy, kind of has kids and stuff. And he used to be on a CPAP. I'm sure you know people who are dealing with that. He no longer is on his CPAP. He drops over 70 pounds. He's added other peptides to his what we call stack. So if you hear that term stacking, that's someone who's using more than one peptide at a time. And let's talk real quick about peptides because they're literally things that you put in your body, and imagine each one is a little construction worker that has a specific job to do. So it's going to go in your body and it's going to flip levers and it's going to help the body regulate. All of this is about homeostasis and helping the body get back into balance. And so peptides have very specific jobs. They go into your body and they do those jobs. So a lot of times we take them, but we need to stop and let the body kind of catch up. And then we can start another cycle. So there's two terms you'll hear: stacking and cycling. And that's a whole other conversation. But for now, thank you, Sam. You're just so amazing. Um, we wanted to touch base on one other topic, which is research grade. Um, do you mind if I cover this, Sam?
Good.
You may see tons of stuff in the marketplace that is available. You could go type in Google and you'll see shopping ads that show up. It'll be little vials, of GLP-1 or of B12 or whatever. If it says not for human consumption, those are called research grade, and we refer to that as the gray market. If you take something like that, yeah, it's cheap. You have absolutely no doctor guidance. You do not know where that's coming from. And because Sam and I have been around this industry for a while, a couple of years, we've done the deep dive and they're coming from third world countries. They have no oversight and no testing, no filtration. You really are, it's a crapshoot. You do not know what you're putting in your body. You don't know if it's going to work or if you're wasting your money. And a lot of people I hear say, well, I tried that and it didn't work. Well, maybe because you were getting something cut with talcum powder. And legitimately, that is what's happening. People are selling this stuff cut to make a profit. And so LEMD doesn't do that. We're extremely we're very tight about who we choose as our pharmacy partner to the extent that we now have our own pharmacy. We've met someone who follows all the guidelines, who's very strict with testing and sourcing all of our materials based in the US. Super important. Yes, triple purified. So everything is safe. And we want you to know that that's a big differentiator. And you can feel very comfortable making that selection with us. We're going to now go into a little discussion about our business. And if you're not interested in hearing any more about that, feel free to drop off. But I'm going to be so quick because I'll tell you, we got our 1099s. Was it yesterday? Day before? And I told my kids like how much I made last year. And my youngest son has an LEMD account, and I've been helping him because I'm a marketing person. That's what I do, and I love him. And he's like, "Oh, mom, I need to pay more attention to this." He's like, "I'm going to get serious about this." When I told him how much I made, I'm not going to talk about that because we don't want to go into income. We can get in trouble for income claims. But I'll tell you, if this is something you're looking at to be a user, and the price is an issue, we pay you on your own order on any peptide. And we have a very lucrative compensation plan, and it's because we don't pay on doctor fees, we don't pay on the supplies that you receive. We're only allowing you to get paid on the medication itself, and even that is capped. So we want you to know that we are following all the rules in terms of compensation. And we have one of the best comp plan designers in the country who did our plan. And we have so many people who are saying how incredible it is. Your order and four other people, and your order is paid for every single month in terms of semaglutide and maybe even close to tirzepatide if you want to learn how to get your product paid for customers and yourself. And that's it. If you continue on and say you're an influencer, we have a couple people, actually, we probably have like a dozen. On top of that, we have medical professionals, we have nurse practitioners. I have several in my business. Those people come in, they do one or two posts a month, and they're receiving hundreds and hundreds of orders. This isn't such demand, especially from a legitimate, trusted source. And if you do your vetting, that our company, and ask me all the questions, ask Sam all the questions, go back to the person that invited you and ask the questions, because this business has been incredible. I stayed away from health and wellness businesses for a long time, health and wellness businesses for a long time. And even Briar can tell you, she's my nutritionist. I've known her for over a decade, and I refused to do anything because I was not mentally ready for health. And it wasn't until last year that I said yes to myself, and my life has changed drastically. I'm still learning, but there's no better time to get involved in a business that has to do with longevity. Everybody wants it. You cannot buy better health. You can try, but unless you make a decision that you're going to focus on your health, and I hope all of you are here, I know a lot of you are here to focus on that, and that's very important to you. We are here to support that 100%. And pretty soon, we're going to be dropping the entire pharmacy at our disposal. We'll have every peptide you can imagine, and you'll be able to offer those to all your friends, all your family, even business owners. We have chiropractors, dental hygienists, nurse practitioners, massage therapists, med spa owners, lash studios. All these types of businesses are working with us and partnering with us because it's such a simple thing. You point people to a link, the customer buys, and you're paid a week later. So again, we get paid 5 times a month, 4 times once every week, and the fifth time once a month. So we'd love to have you get involved. It's $26 till the end of the day tomorrow to partner with us. It's a one-time fee, and then after that, it's $8 a month. Placing a semaglutide order, like I said before, and getting 4 customers, you're actually going to make, what did we end up saying, Sam? I think it's, you make like $100. You're going to make $100 in addition to paying off your order. So you're going to have your own medication. And why is that? Because we pay you each month. It's a 3-month order, and the customers pay monthly, and then you earn your commission every single month. So 5 customers is going to earn you about $330 a month. If you add 5 more on top of that, so now you have 10, you're just compounding that. And the numbers are pretty incredible when you start to add them up, because we go up to almost $100 an order at the top of our plan for every single order every month. And I have customers who've been with me since the very beginning, which is going on a year and a half. And customers who are actually high school and college friends of mine. It's pretty incredible. Yes, the retention rate is really good. Is that you, Sam, or who said that? Yeah. So the retention rate is very, very high. We also have protein powder that is incredible. It's 25% off right now. If you want to hear about that, we can send you a link. It's not just any protein powder. It's got collagen, it's got digestive enzymes, it's got 5 kinds of plant-based proteins, so it's super easy on your stomach to digest. It was created specifically for people who are using a GLP-1 to be easy on the stomach and digestion. And I use it every single day. I love it. We have vanilla chocolate and coffee, and the coffee flavor is really delicious if you're a coffee lover. So the last thing I'm going to say is to talk about our product drop that's coming like any day now. Sam, do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to?
I can.
Okay, go for it.
So, for anybody that may be having, any kind of issues in the bedroom, perhaps, we have a new sexual health product that is being released. It's a nasal spray that's going to have tadalafil, oxytocin, and PT-141, which we currently have in a like trochlear. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know how
like
to
a
say
little
it.
gummy,
Yeah, it
like a
goes on.
gummy.
Yep, you suck on it, and apparently I have not personally tried it, but I have heard that it really helps you with connection and getting in the mood and just all around like happiness. And I'm pretty
Happiness, yeah.
so, but
Satisfaction.
the first 5,000 orders are going to receive the TikTok famous Rose personal massager. So I
Free.
know that those for free, yes. And I know that that is going to go super fast. So all of that is going to be available on February 4th until February 14th for just a little Valentine's Day treat. So I'm super excited about having that drop.
And that nasal spray is in your system extremely quick. The troche, or the little gummy that we have the same formula. Sometimes can take 30 minutes to an hour
Mhm.
to get into the system and into the bloodstream. But that nasal spray, yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, that's Sam. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about? Did I miss
No,
anything?
no, I think we got it all. Does
If
anybody
you
have any
are,
questions?
yeah, if you're interested in placing an order, or if you have a question, thank you all for coming. We are Sam and Stephanie, and we are so appreciative of you being here tonight. Sam, thank you for your time on a Friday night. I know you've got your kiddos,
Of
but I
course.
appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. This will be recorded, so we'll have it for posterity if you'd like to share it with anyone. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye.